Hey there, this is Tom Leonard. I'm talking to you from Burbank, California. I appreciate everyone showing up today for this webinar. I appreciate taking a little bit of time out here on Thursday night. It is 6 p.m. here in California, which means it's late back east, but as we keep hearing, it is really, really cold, so it's a good time to be inside. I know what it was like growing up with cold weather, and I just feel for you guys back there. So, hope everything is going well. And let's get started here. First, there's a few people out in the crowd here, some familiar faces, some new faces showing up here. Some people will are familiar with the training that I have done in the past, and I appreciate you coming back again for more. That's always a good sign. And also, welcome to all the new people that are showing up for the first time. I hope you get some value from this. So let's get started. First, what I'm going to be talking about is stand out from the crowd in 2015 on the cheap. How to learn how to instantly build online authority and effortlessly attract 15 to 18 new leads each and every day using the only social media platform that almost every network marketer is ignoring. So what are you going to learn in the next 60 minutes? First, you're going to learn how to create instant online authority, and we all know that that's important. People need to see that you actually know something. So they're going to want to listen to you. They're going to want to know what it is that you have to say. You're going to learn how to never get ignored again on social media. Always important. I'm going to show you how to attract up to 18 leads every day. How many times have we heard that line given out there? Attract 1 million leads every day. Well, what I'm going to show you works for me, and I know that it can work for you. I'm going to teach you the secrets to minimize your social media time. Now, we all know that social media can be a time black hole. It can, one more kitten video is just too irresistible to not spend 15, 30 seconds on, and it all starts to add up. But what you need to do is maximize the value of the time that you spend on social media. I'm going to talk to you about how to tap into really an avalanche of actionable information that's available on social media. Now, the key word here, maybe I've underlined the wrong one, is actionable, because there's so much information out there that can help you pre-qualify people that you are talking to. I'm also going to show you how to never waste time chasing people who will never sign up with you. Again, it goes back to the black hole theory. You can spend a lot of time chasing anyone that has a pulse out there on social media. Pretty soon, that's all you're doing is spending time chasing people. But if you use a little bit of direction here on how to pre-qualify people, then that's not going to be a problem. I'm also going to teach you how to talk with 30 people, have real conversations every day, and I do it usually by 9:30 every morning. I'm also going to show you how you can have your very first phone conversation in a matter of hours of being on social media. We all know that phone conversation is where the transaction takes place. So can this be done in 60 minutes? Yes, if you eliminate all distractions. Now, I value my time, and I know you value your time. So I want to be moving through this fairly quickly tonight, not take hours and hours to go through it. So as I go through here, it's going to make more sense to you if you eliminate all the other distractions, no cell phones, no Facebook. Hopefully I'm moving fast enough and you're getting enough value that you don't want to be on Facebook. You want to be here. So eliminate all distractions and take notes. One of the things that I've realized over the past few months is taking notes for me is really important. That's how I learn. If I write things down, then I remember them. It also allows me to go back and use those notes for content creation. Another great technique. And there's going to be a free bonus for everyone who stays to the end of the webinar. A little bit of my background. I grew up in a small town in Wyoming. This is actually the main street on a busy day. There's 3 cars out, 1 stoplight in town. This is the middle of summer, which is the time to be in Wyoming. So it's a great place to grow up. Once I learned that you didn't have to live where it snowed all the time in the winter, then I moved. I moved south. So now I live in Southern California, live here in Burbank. Actually, the picture of the freeway, it was kind of a joke because the freeways are never that open. I don't know how they got that particular picture of that freeway, but that looks pretty inviting there. Good luck finding that. I do live very close to Walt Disney Studios, just down the street, literally 8 blocks away from home here. Warner Brothers is down the street, Nickelodeon, DreamWorks, Cartoon Network, all kinds of NBC, Universal. Everything is right in this area. For me, it's a really interesting place to live. Now, in between Wyoming and Southern California, among other things, I joined the Peace Corps. I was 2.5 years in Fiji in the South Pacific. Not exactly a hardship location at all. I was a teacher there. And this particular picture, that is not me in the picture, but this is a picture that I can identify with. This is what it's like living in the village there in rural Fiji. Peace Corps is a great experience. I would encourage anyone that has the least bit of interest in joining the Peace Corps to do it. It's the best thing you'll ever do with 2 years of your life. So my education and experience. After I came back from Fiji, I went to the Stanford Graduate School of Business, got my MBA there. Then I went to work in finance and marketing sales for large corporations, corporate America. I worked for some really big retailers. I worked in high tech, and I worked in entertainment, among other things. I worked at AOL, worked at Netflix when Netflix was a startup, when it was just beginning, way back when. And I've also spent a few years more recently over here at Warner Brothers here in Burbank, working on social media for Warner Brothers Pictures, which was great. We had some of the best brands ever. I mean, working on Harry Potter, working on Dark Knight, working all the different movies there, the Arkham games. It was a great experience. So my entrepreneurship, I've worked a lot. After leaving Netflix, I worked on affiliate programs on my own. I was doing 5 figures a month, easy, every month in affiliate income, mostly on Google AdWords, driving traffic from Google AdWords to affiliate programs. I've also been working in network marketing and been working with some of the very top people. In fact, a woman in the picture on the right-hand side in the yellow jacket, she's one of the very top network marketers in her industry in the country. And I work directly with her. It's great. She has built an incredible network marketing business, but all of it, most of it, before the internet showed up. She did it the hard way. So it's interesting to take her concepts and apply it to online. I've been working with pay-per-click, primarily Google AdWords. I was spending 5 figures a month with Google AdWords. They were sending me clocks and blankets and towels. They give away a lot of great things when you were spending big money with Google AdWords. I've also done a lot of email marketing in corporate America, but then also on my own. I've probably been, I don't know if this is something to brag about, I probably sent over 1 billion emails in my life. So I've got a lot of experience on email marketing as well. And then more recently, I've been creating online lead generation programs, such as Twitter Bootcamp, which some of you I know have been through that. So one of the things we all need in network marketing, most of the people here I see in the session are network marketers, and you always need leads. You need lead generation programs. So I know how all this marketing works at big companies. So I asked myself, how can I use this experience and then apply it to network and affiliate marketing? So do any of these statements apply to you? I am currently building an online business. I'm thinking about building an online business. I'm a network marketer just starting out. I'm a seasoned network marketing pro. I'm always looking to broaden my online marketing strategy. Who isn't? Who isn't interested in branching out, using all the tools, all the bells and whistles that are out there? I work hard to never miss out on an outstanding opportunity. That's one of the great things in network marketing. You get to decide, it's a two-edged sword. You get to decide where you spend your time, as you're always looking for good opportunities. But you also might be thinking, if I had more people to talk to, I could be more successful. I just don't have enough leads. If I had more leads, I would be more successful. I work hard, but I'm not getting results. Most people enjoy their work. They spend a lot of hours, but you may not be getting the results that you want. That really is a measure of the amount of work you're putting in. No one is paying attention to me online. Sometimes you just feel like you're being ignored out there. I don't know how to start conversations online. Always a big problem that has a good solution. I can't find people interested in my business. I can find people, but finding the right people is the challenge. I know others who are successful in social media. What's their secret? I want to know their secret. Maybe this is something you've been thinking. You might also be thinking social media is for someone else. Maybe it's for young people. It's for women if you're a man. Social media is for someone else is something you might be thinking. And to be totally honest, I've said yes to all of those. But maybe the most important thing I can teach you today is it is not your fault if these are the things that are running through your head. One of the things that I'm going to show you is that social media is a teachable skill. One of the most important things I'm going to be talking about here. You'll get the idea as we go along. What happens is social media is a teachable skill. Contrary to popular belief, everyone born after 1994 does not automatically have a gene implanted in them that lets them do social media without even thinking. Sometimes it looks that way, but that's not the case. Social media is a teachable skill, and that's good news. So why shouldn't you be excited about tonight? Let's say if your pain point is, I don't have enough people to talk to. Positive side of it is, you already know how to talk to people, right? You're in network marketing. Being social is networking is part of the name of the business. So you already know how to talk to people. You just need the tools and training to be able to do it online. Maybe your pain point is, I don't have enough leads. No one does. Now, there are a few people that you'll see online that will do webinars and they'll say, I get so many leads, I can't even call all of them. Well, and that's a good situation, and they did not get there overnight. They put a lot of hard work, a lot of hard effort to get there. But for the most part, everyone could use more leads. But the good thing is you recognize that this is important. This is the basis of your business. Maybe your pain point is, I spend too much time on social media with no results. The positive trait here is that you know the value of social media. You just need some direction on how to make the best use of your time there. Maybe your pain point is, I feel that no one is paying attention to me online. The positive side of it is you're putting yourself out there. I will bet that every single person on here has a Facebook profile. Most of you also have Twitter profiles, Instagram. Maybe I know that a lot of you have YouTube channels out there. 90% of the success is just showing up, and you're on the right track. Maybe your pain point is, I don't know how to start conversations online. The good side of it is you can do it in real life. I'll bet you can walk into a group and you can start a conversation. Some people it's going to be easier, some people it's going to be harder, but you can do it. You can start that conversation. So why not take those skills and put them online? Another pain point is, I don't know where to find people that are right for my business. Positive trait here is use the training. You'll be talking to exactly the right kind of people if you do exactly what it is that I'm showing you tonight. So you're going to be able to talk to people. You're going to be able to pre-qualify people. So you're going to talk to people who will be interested in what you have to say. Maybe your pain point is, I know that others are successful on social media and I want to know their secret. The good news is there are people out there willing to help. There are very successful people out there willing to help. And maybe your pain point is, sometimes I think that social media is for someone else. And here you have that wrong. If that's what you're thinking, you want to remember social media is for everyone. So tonight's training, so that's what brought you here today, right? In today's training, I will I will show you how to change your life. Now, is that too much to offer? How many times have you heard that? How many email subject lines? How many capture pages have you seen? This will change your life. The only thing that I can really tell you is that what I'm showing you tonight, there was a time when I was saying that same thing. When I was shown this particular process and then I built on it, it was like, hey, this really did change my online business. And what I'm going to talk to you tonight is about Twitter. We're going to do a little bit of Twitter training. So as I said, what is the social media platform that most network marketers are avoiding? It's Twitter. So how can you use it? That's what we're going to be talking about. So first of all, what is Twitter? Everyone knows what Twitter is. 255 million users, 58 million in the US. Think of this number. Whenever you think of Twitter, think of 58 million people. Now, let's say if you're network marketing, you'd like to have, how about if you could sign up one new rep, one new sponsor, one new person every single week for the next year? 50 people in your organization. How would that change your business? Now, if you had a pool of 58 million people to choose from, to talk to select from, you think you could find 50, one a week? Chances are pretty good you're going to be able to find them. 117 million daily people are active every single day on Twitter. 46% use it once a day. Why is this important? People are active out there. They don't, a lot of people aren't, but a huge proportion of the people on Twitter are active every day. That's good news. 6,000 tweets per second, 200 billion per year. So if you're looking for leads for your business, Twitter can be an amazing source of prospects if you know where to find them. And that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. So Twitter is a way to find prospects and to introduce yourself. Twitter is not a place for spamming links. So let's talk about the difference here. When I first started with Twitter, I was, out there building followers and sending out links and hoping that someone would accidentally click on one. It didn't work for me. So Twitter is really a place to have conversations, and that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And the goal here is to make Twitter an effective part of your social media funnel that produces qualified prospects. Qualified prospects, important word here. Just think a quick little story here on Twitter. Think of how Twitter was created. Twitter was actually created, when you look at the guys that put it together, it was from AOL Instant Messenger. Way back when you were using AOL Instant Messenger, if you were going to walk away from your computer, you could put a little message out there saying, hey, I'm going to go to the store. I'll be back later. Or, oh, I have to go to a meeting. I'll be back at 3 o'clock. That little status update is what became Twitter. The guys who started Twitter said, hey, people are starting to interact with that. People are putting status updates, little messages out there. And that's how Twitter was born. That's how I'm going to be talking to you about how to use Twitter. Now, the goal here is a one-on-one conversation. More on that in a minute. Some of my results. I'm in the top 5% in social media in my business here. Because of what I am going to be, because I started doing the things that I'm going to be training on here tonight. Now, engagement. You can see way back when I was just really bad. It started to get a little bit better, and then it exploded. That's when I started using Twitter differently. The most important number is this engagement number. These are people who are talking back to me. What if you could have conversations with 120 people a day? Would that make a difference in your business? So let's talk about the 10 steps to success. 10 steps to success on Twitter. This is the note-taking part. First, you want to search. You want to search out there on Twitter to find people. Yeah, you can use Twitter search, and you can use outside tools. I use a lot of just search.twitter.com. You go out there, you can do all kinds of searches. Search on name, search on keywords. Just, that's part of the fun. You can figure out what works for you. So you go out there and you search for people. Once you find someone, you get on the radar. What you want to do is you want to show up in their notifications. When you're out on Twitter, you know that notifications are the most important part. The news feed goes by so fast. There's so many people. If you're following 8,000 people, then the messages come so fast. It's hard to really get a handle on the messages. But you do pay attention to the notifications. And the way you get on the notifications is you follow someone, you retweet them, you mention them. When I talk about mention here, that's when you use their name at the beginning of the tweet. So if you say at OneFastTrack and then put a message in there, that only goes to that person. It doesn't go to your followers, it just goes to that person. Now, if you say message at OneFastTrack, then that goes to your users as well. So you want to use mentions. You can favorite messages. You can also put people on a list, or you can do all of the above. You do any of these things, and you're going to show up in their notifications. What you're really looking for is to get them to follow you back. And one of the things that we talk about in Twitter Bootcamp is that you want to have a profile that's set up for business. So you want to go and make sure that your profile is inviting. So that's your 3-second opportunity to impress someone. They're going to look at your profile. They're going to make an instant decision. Is this someone I want to follow back or not? If you want to get that follow back, once they follow you, then you respond with some kind of personal message. And a lot of you have probably already gotten those from me. But basically, when someone follows me, I send them a message, I send them a mention, I say, hey, thanks for following me. I appreciate it. How's your week going? How's your weekend going? Busy week there? Some kind of open-ended question to start a conversation. And you get about a 40% response back. That's what you want. You want them to respond back, hopefully with a mention. So they're going to reply, oh, the week's been great. Oh, the week's been not so great. They're going to respond to the conversation that you started. Now you're going down the right road. So here's where you start the conversation. You want to be personal, not promotional. You don't want the first thing out of your mouth to be, hey, go buy this. You want to talk to them a little bit, just as you would in real life. Now, one of the things I do, let's say if I'm going to be talking to them about Twitter training, I lead to asking them about Twitter, how it's working for their business. This is where I qualify people. So I ask people, hey, how's Twitter working for your network marketing business? And they may come back, here's the fork in the road. They're going to say, oh, it's working great, and nothing works better, or it's not working so great. It's working great. I say, hey, that's good to hear. What's your secret? So that's where I'm going to actually learn something. And if it's not, it's like I listen and I figure out if there are ways that I can help them. Now, what you want to do is you want to wait for the ask for your network marketing or your affiliate links, and only them send them a link once they ask about what's working for you. You'll get good with these kinds of conversations, and you'll get that ask. Then you want to send a link to a video or to other information about your opportunity or your affiliate program. Real critical here. My advice, never talk about what your company is, whether it's your affiliate marketing company or network marketing company. Don't send them information. Don't give them a hint as to what the company name is, or they're going to go Google it. If it's someone that's really interested, they're going to go out there and Google it. And one of two bad things might happen. They might look at it and see some bad things and say, oh, that's not so good. People are saying bad things about that out there. I don't want to be involved with that. Or they may get really excited and they may go to someone else's page, get cookied to them, and then if you sell them, someone else gets the commission. So you want to make sure that you send them your affiliate link before you start talking about the product, so that they're not out there searching on Google. Now, you send them the link, then here's the gravy. After that one-on-one conversation, after that you send them that link, you want to schedule that one-on-one conversation. So after they've had a chance to look it over, you want to be on the phone or you want to be on Skype. Now, this is the 10-step proven program that I have used to explode my business. So I can honestly say this works for me, and there's no reason that it can't work for you. You're also going to see that, hey, this doesn't take 10 hours a day to do this, because you're going to pretty much figure out pretty quickly that you can do it too. Now, let's fine-tune the program a little bit. What you want to do is you want to talk to 10 new people a day. And not just send out messages to 10 people. You want to have a conversation with 10 people. You want to actually start that conversation, 10 people a day. Pretty soon you're going to get good at it. You're going to be able to do 20 people a day. Well, actually what will happen is you do 10, then 15, then 20. You're going to get up to 30 people a day with no problem. You want to be patient and you want to be consistent in your program. You want to organize a series of conversations. Remember what we're talking about here. We're having a conversation. We're showing that we're a real person. We're getting people to know, like, and trust us, as they always say. So it's a series of conversations, not just one, hey, go buy this from my link sort of thing. And you want to do follow-up. We'll talk about this a little bit more detail in a minute. But the follow-up is really, really key. That's what's going to set you apart. And you want to focus on the goal of that one-on-one conversation. You want to show that you're a real person, and you always want to add value. You always do favors for people. That's one of the great ways to get on people's radars, to do them a favor. If you have a Facebook fan page where you can promote their product, if it makes sense, or retweet something that they're trying to promote out there. Always add value to the conversation. Now, let's talk about the sources of these Twitter conversations. There's search, there's following followers, there's follow-up. Let's go into this in a little bit more detail. First, let's talk about search. As I mentioned, you want to go out there and search to find potential leads. Use the search bar at the top of Twitter, and also search.twitter.com. And you can get really creative. You can even do it by location. But you go out and search for people, and you search for terms that are appropriate for your audience. Now, what's critical here is that you know your audience. And one of the things I always recommend is that people go out and you create a list of 50, that's 50 keywords for your audience. Because if you can come up with 50 keywords, and you should be able to do that, then you can pare it down to 5 to 10, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 that are actually going to be the right ones for you to use. But come up with a bunch of them, then pare it back. And then you want to search both profiles and messages. Once you find them, then you do the same routine. You follow, you mention, you favorite, and retweet to get on their radar. Then you have that real conversation. That's how you use search. And always be personal, just like it was face-to-face. Let's talk about another source of Twitter conversations is to follow followers. Now, this is where you look for Twitter accounts that we've followed by potential leads. So if you're in the network marketing business, for example, there are going to be industry leaders out there. Well, the people that follow those industry leaders are probably going to be people that could be interested in what you have to say. And again, the bottom line here is that you want to be able to know your audience. So look for those accounts and be just as specific as possible. If you do really, really large accounts with literally millions of followers, it's going to be tough to find anyone to pre-qualify there. So you want to, if possible, be really, really specific. And then you start to follow their followers. When you follow their followers, then they're going to come back and follow you, and you know the routine. Now, there are tools that you can use. For example, I use Tweepy out there as a good way to check on followers of other accounts, because you're able to look at all kinds of information like their bio and how recently they tweeted and are they active or not. So there's tools that you can use. And same as with search, once they follow you back, you get a, or with search, you go out there and you get on the radar, they follow you back, and you start a conversation. The third source of Twitter conversations is follow-up. And this is the real key to setting yourself apart. And it's the key to building a relationship. Because what you really want is you want to create a series of conversations. You do not want this to be just a single conversation that at the end of the conversation you send them a link and cross fingers that they're going to buy from you. It's going to be a series of conversations. There are a lot of people that are on this webinar, as an example, that I talked to recently after talking to them in the past. They came back and I talked to you again. And so you want to have a series of conversations. You want to be organized about it. You want to go and you want to look, you want to see what they're up to. So are they still active on Twitter? What are they talking about on Twitter? Are there things that they're putting out there on Twitter that you can mention, that you can talk to them about? So then go out there and favorite, mention, comment, and retweet to continue that conversation. This is following up with people that you've already had a conversation with. Easiest conversations you're going to have, trust me. Now, one of the things that I use here, this is probably a little tiny picture on the screen. This is my follow-up spreadsheet. It's just an Excel spreadsheet that has really been valuable for me. What happens here, I just put in the information, and yeah, it's probably too small. But the most important thing here is you see the second column is blue. Those are links. So every time I have a conversation, not when I just follow someone, that would be way too many people. When I have a conversation, I copy the link from Twitter right into my spreadsheet. Now, why is this valuable? Because now I can go back in that spreadsheet. I just click on that link and up comes their profile. So I can just go out there and like, okay, 7 days ago, who did I talk to? Go out there, talk to them again. This makes it really simple to do that. There's a lot of other information that I keep track of on here, the kind of conversation we had. If it was an exposure, if I've actually talked to them about a business opportunity, it's a great follow-up tool. And every day you just keep adding, if you're talking to 10 people a day, you add another 10 lines a day on here, sort of thing. So you can kind of keep track of your progress. My spreadsheet is getting to be really, really big. There literally have thousands of people out there that I have had conversations with over the past few months. These are leads. This is the gold right here. Now, there are different tools to use in general on Twitter. For example, Hootsuite, TweetDeck. I use Hootsuite, just the free service, mainly to schedule tweets, because when you go out there, I schedule a lot of my affiliate links and tweets a week at a time, and I just go out there. So also I can schedule them, but I can also then space them out, and so it makes a better conversation out there. So I use them. Obviously, I don't use Hootsuite to have an actual conversation back and forth. You can do that on Hootsuite. I just use twitter.com for that. TweetDeck, a lot like Hootsuite, TweetDeck is owned by Twitter. Socito is a little more complicated, but a little more robust program, but it starts to cost a little bit of money. And actually, when you look at Socito, it's automating a lot of the things that I have been talking about. Tweaky, there's a paid and a free version. I just use the free version there primarily to go out. One of the things I do there is I can find people who are no longer active on Twitter and unfollow them, so that the follower, the number of people I follow and the people who follow me is a reasonable ratio out there. TweetAdder is a much more automated way to add people to your list, to your followers. And one of the things I found to be really valuable is something called Warble Alerts. It's Google Alerts for Twitter messages. So every day, 4:20 in the afternoon, I get a whole series of emails that show me all these different keywords that I've selected. I can go out and I can start following people. Now, the objective of these conversations is an exposure. This is where you're going to go out and you're going to talk about your business opportunity if you're in network marketing, or you're going to talk about your affiliate program if you're an affiliate marketer. That's an exposure. And you want to have that one-on-one conversation. Again, show you're a real person, be patient and consistent, always give value, and these will be the easiest phone calls ever. This is something that finally hit home to me. It's like, if you're in network marketing, if you have any kind of capture pages out there and you do a good job, you do pay-per-click advertising, whatever it is, you have a great giveaway, people are coming back and they're opting in, you get their email address and you get their phone number. Well, how easy is it to actually pick up the phone and call that person? You know that it's important to do, not always an easy thing to do. But if you've already had a conversation on Twitter with someone, what's the big deal about getting on the phone with them? You already have something to talk about. They know you, you know them. So trust me, these are the easiest phone calls ever after you go through this process. The five best techniques that I have used on Twitter are, number one, use your phone. Now, that doesn't mean do everything on your phone, but make sure everything that you do works on your phone. For example, here is a campaign that I ran recently that shows that 60% of the people that interacted with my Twitter ads were on mobile devices. So you always want to make sure whatever you're doing on Twitter works on your phone. Second, be direct in your conversations. Now, this gets back to you don't want to spend all day talking to people that just have a pulse on Twitter. Now, on one hand, I'm telling you, be personal, talk like a real person, but don't feel like you have to make the conversation last forever. So there's about a three or four message conversation, and you're going to know where you stand. So don't be worried about being direct in your conversations. Also, I recommend you don't interrupt other conversations. If someone else is out there, you can search and you can find a conversation on what someone else is having. You can insert yourself into that conversation, but that doesn't usually do you any favors. Also, I'd recommend you only use direct messages sparingly, just for private information. The reason you want to do this is you want your conversations, for the most part, to be out there in the public so people can search on them, so they can find you. So it's never a bad thing to be found out there. And never keep pitching your business. A lot of times people say on Facebook, for example, it's like 1 out of every 10 posts should be, no more than 1 out of 10 posts should be business related. So, you're going to figure out what works best on Twitter, but you're going to want to keep pitching your business over and over and over. It's just not going to work. So here's the process again. Here's the review process, a review of the process. So you out there, you search, you get on someone's radar, get a follow. Once they follow you, then you send them a mention, you send them a message with their name at the front. and then you start a conversation. Once you have that initial conversation, chances are you're going to need a follow-up conversation. So make sure you're organized and have that follow-up conversation. All of this leads to the phone, the one-on-one phone or Skype. I've done a lot of Skype calls here too. So that is the process. That's only 7 steps. There's 10 steps. But this is the process that I've used in my business. Now let's look at some numbers here. I really like numbers. They make sense to me. So one of the ways that you can look at the difference between how I used to do it and how I now do Twitter. Okay, so I have 14,000 followers out there on Twitter on a couple of accounts. Let's say if I send out 100 tweets in a week, that has a potential reach of 1.4 million. Hey, that sounds pretty good. But the impression rate is really low. So only about 1.5% of those people, of those messages are actually seen. Still has 21,000 real impressions that were actually seen. That still sounds pretty good. But the click-through rate was really not that great. It's 0.5%. So the clicks to the URL from those 100 tweets was about, I averaged about 105 clicks. So for every 14,000 messages I sent out, I would get like one click to the URL. If my conversion rate is 2%, get 2 sales. Each sale is $100, then the number would have to be just over $200 in revenue a week. Yippee. Now, the way that I've been using it over the past few months, though, is different. So here, let's say if you have 20 conversations a day, that's 140 conversations a week. Now, would you rather have 140 conversations a week or 1.4 million potential impressions? Well, let me show you. Your click-through rate, instead of being 0.5%, is going to be much higher. I can average as much as 35%. So that means that I will get 49. I'll get 50 clicks to the URL instead of the 105. Okay, that's only half. But here's where it really makes a difference. The conversion rate, because people clicking on the URL are not clicking on it because of a 140 character message. It's because they know me. So the conversion rate is much higher. So in this example, I would have 12 sales, and the revenue per sale can be higher when I'm having a personal conversation with someone. So the total revenue here, weekly revenue, could be $2,500. So you can see the difference on how the personal approach can make a big difference. Now, are these numbers guaranteed? Absolutely not. I don't want anyone to think that, oh, you promised $2,400 in sales. No, I didn't. What I'm saying is this is how it's been working for me, and this is how the numbers can work for you. I mean, it all depends, like, you know, the little disclaimer, which I don't have at the bottom of the page, should always be, you know, this is just, you know, how it is working for me and to give you an illustration. The other side of this is you can do actually a lot better. So it depends on how you work your program. Also depends on the program you're in. So this is just a comparison of the old way versus the new way and how it's worked for me. Okay, now, does this make sense? Are you thinking, I can do this? This is exactly what I thought when I saw this first described to me. It's like, whoa, I can do this. Now you have to ask yourself, where can you apply it? Now, maybe you already have a network marketing business or an affiliate program. That's probably why you're here. So you can apply this Twitter technique to start having real conversations out there on Twitter, leading to that all-important one-on-one conversation. Or you may be looking for the right opportunity. There's always plenty out there to choose from. So where did I learn all this? Did I learn this when I was working in corporate America, when I was working at Netflix? Nope. Warner Brothers? Nope. Learned a lot of things there, but not this. And now I've been working with affiliate and network marketing. So what made the transition easy for me? Where did I actually learn this? I actually learned it through a program that I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about called MLSP, My Lead System Pro. Now, what is MLSP? My Lead System Pro is an online training and lead generation system. Now, does it do only Twitter? No, it does a whole lot more than that. It's because I'm part of MLSP is that I was able to learn this process. So MLSP is an affiliate program that dovetails with network marketing. This is a really important distinction. It's an affiliate program. It's not another network marketing program. If you're already in a network marketing program, there's a really good chance that you cannot be in two network marketing programs at the same time. Or maybe, there's all kinds of reasons not to be. But this is an affiliate program that is designed to find you leads to build your network marketing opportunity. So MLSP provides online marketers with the tools, the training, and the community to launch a business or take an existing one to a whole new level. Now, what are others saying about this? For example, the training provided here is truly first class all the way. I was stunned to find that my average monthly leads had increased by 530%. I've learned so many new techniques. I'd never made a penny online before. Now, here's some even smaller print, which is tough to read. But what's important here are the people. The people that are involved with MLSP are real industry leaders, which makes it all that more valuable. For example, Mark Harbert, the video guy, Bill and Michelle Pescasolido are part of MLSP. Fontella Williams, sorry about butchering that name. Dina Mary Black. These are industry leaders, and that's really important. That's who you want to be learning from. What about some of the specific training? April Marie Tucker, who is crushing it on Instagram, credits MLSP with developing her business. Nancy Beach, talking about the CRM program and how that's helped her business. Here's what people are saying about April Marie Tucker's Instagram training, including Michael McDonald, who was registered for this particular webinar. He is my hero. He's out there doing incredible things in MLSP, in network marketing, and especially in Instagram. But it's something that he credits MLSP with helping build his business. Without MLSP, he wouldn't have had that Instagram training. Okay, what is MLSP? It builds your business opportunity. It also provides weekly lead generation training. For example, last night I was on a Wednesday webinar. Mark Harbert's talking about Facebook retargeting. This is incredible stuff. This is really where things are moving. And this is the kind of stuff that you learn in detail from MLSP. There's an education and training library. There's the webinars, but then also there's this incredible library. Going back there, you can find training on almost any marketing strategy that you could possibly think of. Now, there are 100% pure profit products. Now, what are those? Those are products that are within MLSP that you can sell to others. Once you join MLSP, you can now sell these products to others. Now, what kind of products are there? But Instagram training on YouTube, all kinds of training products out there. The most important thing is you get to keep 100%. If you're an MLSP Mastery Program member, you get to keep 100% of what someone spends on that if they buy it from you. Now, step back a second and think of this in a bigger picture. If you're in network marketing, you're out there talking to people, chances are if you're online, you talk to more other network marketing people than you do people interested in joining your program. But what if you had something that you could offer to those people so that you could make money on the 90% of the people that will never join your network marketing opportunity? That's what you can do with MLSP. MLSP has customizable websites and fan pages. They're always expanding this. I mean, the pages not only look good, they have been tested to death. So you don't have to recreate something. You don't have to invent something. There's instant value with MLSP. You can start right now, and the relationship that you will build will be incredible. MLSP is also an exposure agent. You get into MLSP, you start doing good, people will notice you. When people in the industry start to notice you, that only does good things for you. And with MLSP, there is the community. When I'm talking about, there are people out there who are willing to help you. It's not like, oh, sign up for my course and you can be trained. It's like, no, I just have this quick question. Okay, you can get answers in the Facebook group, other places. It's very easy to really find a great community of people that are doing the same thing that you're doing. Also, email autoresponder integration. Now, when you join MLSP, you can use the GDO. GDO autoresponder comes with it up to 500 subscribers, which is a good place to start. But it also integrates with all the other email email autoresponders out there like Aweber and so on. Now, what's new in 2015? This is where it gets even better. CRM automation. Now, one of the things that you want to do, I don't know how it works for you on your leads, but when you find leads, you probably have boxes of business cards, you have notes, you have spreadsheets, you have all of your leads are all over the place unless you're really, really organized. Now, what you can do in MLSP is they just launched late last year, just rolling it out, a CRM program where literally all of your leads that come in through MLSP, and you can add your own in there, go into a system where you can send them automatic updates. You can keep track of them. You can keep track of your last conversation. You keep track of the emails that you sent. It's an amazing tool that once you start using it, you'll never go back. The other great thing that just came out, also being rolled out, is called the Funnelizer. Now, capture pages, there are a lot of capture pages in MLSP that have kind of gone a step beyond that. What happens is there are all these templates out there, so you can create capture pages that look really good, look really professional, but they're all templates. So you don't have to do HTML. You don't have to find someone in the Philippines to do it for you anymore. You can do it on your own. The real story of what I'm saying here is they're always innovating, always updating. So these two products, for example, CRM automation and Funnelizer, these things showed up and they didn't raise the price at all. So you can always expect things to be current, up to date. Now, what's the best feature for me? It's really the community. The number of people that I now work with on a daily basis that are within the MLSP community is endless, and it's always growing. So the community, for me, has been one of the best features. The three things that I've learned: first, focus. But one of the things that MLSP has taught me is to focus on one social media strategy and one content strategy. There are too many bells and whistles, too many shiny objects out there, but what MLSP lets you do is focus on what is most valuable to you. The other thing I've learned is innovation, how quickly things change. If you've done any type of Facebook pay-per-click marketing, the training can go out of date overnight. Facebook is always changing what they're doing, but MLSP keeps things up to date. And also engagement. What I've learned from MLSP is really how to step up the engagement with the people that I deal with online. Again, and that's one of the whole basis of this Twitter training that we went through tonight. It's an engagement process. It's not a process of, trafficking out all of these links. A little bit of a product comparison here with MLSP. What about pass ups? Now, what's a pass up? Pass up is when if you sell something and they sell something, do you get a piece of what those people sell? That's a pass up. Other systems will have that. My Lead System Pro does not have that. Why is that important? That's because it keeps MLSP as an affiliate program, so it doesn't compete with your network marketing opportunity. Pay to play. Do you have to buy the products in order to sell them? No, it's not the case with MLSP. High demand products. Of course, other systems have high demand products also, but one of the things I found with MLSP is that they really are high demand products. It's something that is hottest out there right now is Instagram, and there's new products on Instagram coming out all the time. The number of 100% commission products. Some systems, 3 to 6. My Lead System Pro 14, I need to update this. I think I looked in there last night and there's even more. So there are all kinds of 100% commission products, and priced anywhere from $5 to $500. The number of live weekly trainings. Some systems have none or one. My Lead System Pro has 9. So you can spend your entire life on webinars. Just kidding. What happens is you're able to have really top level training from the real industry leaders. I mean, everyone always says, oh, industry leaders. These really are industry leaders. And you're going to really have the opportunity to learn big things. Your opportunity in the back office. Again, this is really important. If you have the network marketing opportunity, that lives in your back office, so people in your program can be out there, can be aware of your business opportunity. Done for you emails. This is one of the best features as well, is you get an incredible number of emails that you just plug into your autoresponder and you're off to the races. Now, are these the ones that you want to use forever? No, probably not. You want to have a little bit your own voice. But these are very good emails. You've probably seen some of them already if you've opted into any of my capture pages. But the best thing is they're written by people that really know how to write them. Okay, now, how much is the investment for MLSP? MLSP costs $149 a month. That's for the mastery level program, and that's the program that I recommend for everyone to start out with. So $149, and you get all the bells and whistles. Now, there's not like, oh, and then for another $200 this. It's no, $149 a month, you get everything that I have been talking about. I don't know about you, I'm spending almost that amount of money for cable TV, and they were not ever sending me any checks back. So $149 a month is the investment for MLSP. Let's talk a minute about what people spend on marketing education. $6,000 for the Columbia Business School, obviously a very good school. Digital marketing strategy, $6,000. Harvard, $2,600 for a two-day session on marketing strategy. American Management Association, $2,100 for Fundamentals of Marketing, Your Action Plan for Success. That's a good title. So people are spending, companies are spending big money on marketing education. How about just social media training? Out on Udemy, you can find Twitter training, just like we went through here, $199. Facebook advertising, $500. Are people paying for that? Yeah, look at the, it's too tiny to read, but if the Facebook, 17,000 people have paid $500. So obviously they think it's worth having. How about lead generation programs? What are people spending on lead generation programs? Sales Cloud can be $250 a month. Infusionsoft, $300 a month or more. What about landing pages? Lead pages, $40 a month. Unbounce, I love Unbounce. It's such a great program. I really like using it. Just got to be too expensive. $199 or $199 a month is too much for what I was able to use it for. But all of this is included. Those same kinds of features are included in MLSP. What do people spend on email autoresponders? $65 a month, $50 a month. You can start out with the GVO program that's included in MLSP. Here's the reason I'm going through this. People pay thousands of dollars on marketing education. Why do they do that? Because marketing education is what drives sales. It's an investment. People pay that, they're able to have a very high positive return on investment for those marketing education dollars spent. People pay hundreds of dollars a month for standalone features that are part of MLSP. Why do people do that? Because they're great tools to have. Autoresponders, landing pages, all of that stuff. You need that to be to have a good, robust online marketing program, and it's all included in MLSP for only $149 a month. Talking for a second about bonuses. For the first 9 people who sign up tonight before midnight, here's what you would receive. Here's what you will receive. 2 30-minute coaching sessions with me on launching your MLSP program. Now, why is this valuable? The reason it's valuable is because anyone that has started on MLSP, some of you here are already on MLSP members, you know that you start it, it can be overwhelming. It's so robust. There's so many things out there. It can take a while to kind of figure out what is going to work for you. So for the first 9 people that sign up, we'll have our first session as soon as possible after sign up, our first 30-minute session. And in that session, I'm going to point you in the right direction. The things that worked for me, talk to you about what you want out of MLSP, what direction you want to go, what you want it to do for you, and I'll point you in the right direction. And the second session will be in 14 days. So after you've had 2 weeks to work through the program, we're going to have another 30-minute session. Now, this is only for the first 9 people that signed up. I have to limit it because there's only so much time to do this. But one of the things that I found is there's a lot of good training within MLSP on how to use MLSP. But if you can get information on how to laser focus on how to get started, you're gonna be ahead of the game. So don't miss out. Get started the right way. First 9 people that sign up will get those 2 coaching sessions. Price guarantee. Here's really good news as well. This is a no-risk offer. If you want to cancel for any reason, you can cancel in 30 days. You just send MLSP a message, say, this is not for me. Can I have my money back? And you get your money back. it's not, they're not in business to make it tough to do. And why is that? Because how can they do that? Because it's a really good program, and they don't have many people do that. So sure, some people they're gonna get into it. And they're gonna say, it's just not gonna work for me right now for whatever reason. But there's no risk. So what I recommend is you act now. Those 2 coaching sessions are only available tonight, 12 o'clock midnight my time. I'm here in California, so a little bit of time. So don't wait and miss out. Okay, now this could sound really good to you. You might be thinking, okay, but I'm not an expert at this stuff. But that's what you will become. You might be thinking, I lack technical skills. That's what the training is geared for. It's geared for people that are just starting out, that have never logged onto Facebook before, if there is such a person still on Earth, and all the way up to someone that has done a lot of Facebook pay-per-click. It's like, well, now you can learn retargeting, the newest thing out there in Facebook advertising. You might think, I don't have a business opportunity. Well, now's the time to get on board, because that's where you're going to be making your money. I don't have a big budget. Well, how can you afford to miss out? And again, $149 a month for a lot of people. I've been there. It's like, it's not nothing. But $149 for what you're getting can be a really, really good investment. And maybe you don't want to be canned into one strategy. Well, the good news is that MLSP covers all marketing strategies, all online marketing strategy. There's really little that's not covered there. You might be thinking, this sounds great. I just don't have time for it. But you work at your own pace. A lot of people in MLSP are doing it part-time, and they're crushing it. A lot of people are full-time, and they're crushing it. So it's built around your schedule. You may think, I tried this before, something like it, and it didn't work. So here's what I want you to think. Why will it be different this time? 2 reasons. 1, MLSP is a really top quality product, and there's no reason that it cannot work for you. The other thing is that I'm going to be there to make sure that it works for you. So if you join MLSP from this link from tonight, then what you'll do is you will be on my team, and that can make a difference. And what you really want to ask yourself here is, are you trying to get in? Are you trying to get out? Something in network marketing you're always trying, you really want to talk to people about when you are discussing, you're pitching your business. It's like, are you trying to get in? Or are you trying to get out? If you're trying to get out, then that's fine. It may not be for everyone, but if you're trying to get in, let's figure out a way to make it work. So now's your chance to get in on the inside. So what I want you to do is go over, and you should see the little offer box on the left-hand side, on the right-hand side of your screen. So this is the offer where you are able to sign up for MLSP today. So now, once you sign up for the $149 a month. There's also a 10-day trial that you can start out with. But my guess is that you're going to want to jump right in to the $149. Again, money back guarantee. There is no risk. You're like, oh, this is really exciting. I'm all wound up. But then tomorrow morning, you're like, next week you're like, it's like, well, it just isn't for me for whatever reason. Not a problem. Get your money back. So click the orange button to buy now on the right-hand side, and that is what you want to use. So if you haven't made the decision now, do not miss out. So join thousands of others like you who are not willing to miss out on the opportunity to build an amazing business online. It's made an incredible difference in my business, and I know it can do the same for you. Bonus time. I talked about bonuses for everyone that stayed to the end, and a lot of people stayed to the end. This is great. So what I'm going to send you is my proven Twitter follow-up spreadsheet. That's how I was able to fill this webinar tonight, because I went out and I talked to people. I was able to talk to them because they were on my follow-up spreadsheet. A lot of you are on my follow-up spreadsheet. That's how I keep things organized. And I'm going to send this out to you. And this is the kind of bonus that you can use. If you're serious about using Twitter, you're going to need some way to organize things. Use the spreadsheet. If you use it for nothing other than just keeping track of a list of links, it will be worth it. So I'm going to be sending that out. You're going to be able to look professional. You're going to be able to look organized. It will save you time. And I want you to picture that follow-up conversation. When you come back to someone that you haven't talked to in a couple of weeks, couple of months, think of how organized, how on top of things you are going to look in the Twitter world. I can't tell you how many people are like, oh, surprised that you remember me, sort of thing. So it's that spreadsheet, that bonus that I'm going to be able, that I'm going to send you. I'll send you a link. Everyone that has stayed to the end, I'll send you a link to that that spreadsheet, and it's been really valuable for me. So the question is, are you in? So click on the link on the side. If there's any questions, people know how to get a hold of me. Obviously, you can find me on Twitter. My name on Twitter, which most of you know, is OneFastTrack. That's the number 1, FASTTRACK. So find me on Twitter. Ask me questions there. If you are joining MLSP and tonight, go out there and announce it. Say that you are joining MLSP tonight on Twitter. Now, hopefully this has made some sense. Hopefully the Twitter training was helpful. I'm a huge Twitter proponent here, and not very many network marketers are using it the right way, what I think of as the right way, the way to have real conversations. So I'm going to redirect everyone over to the offer, and I will be talking to you later.